All right, welcome back to another episode of the DDSN Diamond Betting Show. We'll take you across Major League Baseball. We've got a full slate tonight. One game going on right now had nothing to do with Mets and the Cubs. We were on a two-day winning streak. Gave the winnings back yesterday, to be honest with you, which was pretty disappointing. But if you watch the way some of those totals played out for us, especially on the first fives, I mean, we got beat in the Nationals-Pirates game thanks to 4 runs off of 1 hit because of an error from rookie sensation or hyped prospect Connor Griffin. Absolutely terrible, but we move on. Same thing happened in the Royals-Guardians game and basically every other game yesterday. But we move on. We're good. Our sides were fine, but we've got a whole day and a big weekend ahead of us. No time to cry about the crazy variables from the game that is baseball. So without further ado, let's get into it. Episode 16, we're green on our sides. We're down on our totals. Let's change that today. Time to lock in. All right, first game, Baltimore Orioles, plus 120, Chris Bassett against the Cleveland Indians. Guardians are minus 132 with Tanner Bybee on the mound. Parker Messick cashed for us yesterday. Cashed our unders, but today I think the Orioles get revenge after almost being no-hit last night. They break up the no-hitter in the top of the 9th inning. I think the Orioles get the win here today. Chris Bassett has pitched well this season. He's pitched well against the Guardians. Give me the Orioles plus 120. Odds via BetOnline. Get the best number available. It's 3:18 p.m. Central Time right now, so these numbers could change by a couple cents, but we should be fine. Next game, Atlanta Braves minus 115. Martin Perez on the mound against the Philadelphia Phillies, plus 104. Taijuan Walker on the mound. I kind of hate both of these teams. Anytime we bet on the Braves, they don't show up for the most part. Same thing with the Phillies. We bet on the Phillies, they can't score. We bet against them, they automatically score 10 runs. So something's got to give today. And I like the way Martin Perez has been pitching. Although he's old, he's still got a little touch on the fastball. And these Phillies do struggle against left-handed pitching. I don't think they've won a game this year against left-handed starter. Give me the Atlanta Braves at a cheap price of minus 115. Next game is the San Francisco Giants minus 143. Logan Webb on the mound against the Washington Nationals, plus 130. Zach Littell on the mound. Littell's been pretty good so far this season. Pitched about 5 innings in each of his 3 starts. Logan Webb has been up and down, up and down. So is this Giants team. They just snapped at our expense a huge losing streak yesterday by shutting out and defeating the Reds and kind of no-hitting them until the 7th or 8th inning. But I don't like anything in this game. Logan Webb's pretty strong, but at minus 143, do we really want to back the Giants offense at that price? No, not really. Even though Logan Webb has been great, up and down, but it's good. It's been really good. I don't think we could back this Giants offense, who we don't know if they're going to show up from day to day, game to game. Same thing with the Nationals. Nationals bullpen is the worst in the major leagues. They allow the most runs. They score a lot of runs, usually, but they allow way too many runs. I don't like anything in this game. It's going to be a pass for me. Tampa Bay Rays plus 106. Nick Martinez on the mound against the Pittsburgh Pirates, minus 117. Bubba Chandler's on the mound. Again, this Pirates offense has been red hot. They're not streaking as much as they were earlier in the year, but they are capable of putting up 5+ runs in every game. Nick Martinez has been locked down, and this Rays offense and pitching staff is on fire. I think they're on a 6, maybe 7 game winning streak. Although 3 of those did come against the White Sox, they still got the wins, though. I think the Rays should be favored in this matchup, but they're the dogs. I like Nick Martinez. Go ahead and give me the Rays plus 106. Next game, Kansas City Royals plus 155. Michael Wacha on the mound against the New York Yankees, minus 172. Cam Schlittler's on the mound. Yes, another expensive price with the Yankees, even though they're playing terrible right now. There's a lot of dysfunction in that dugout. with the manager, his lineups, the players, Jazz Chisholm, Ben Rice. It's a mess over there. So I don't want anything to do with the Yankees, especially at this price. But on the other hand, the Kansas City Royals can't score a run to save their lives. It's incredible, really. Bobby Witt gets on base and they strand him 100% of the time. So I do like the unders in this game. So go ahead and give me the first 5 under 4 minus 107 and the game under 8 minus 116. Michael Wacha's been really strong to start this season, and he has historical good numbers against the Yankees. Let's keep this one under maybe a 3-1, 4-1 final. I would love that. Next game, Milwaukee Brewers minus 104. Coleman Crow making his first start and his MLB debut against the Miami Marlins minus 106, and Jansen Junk on the mound. You know, this is kind of an interesting number because you have the Brewers who've won 1 game, 2 games out of their last 10. And you have the Marlins who have been struggling because they couldn't really beat the Braves. I think they lost 1 out of 2. Jansen Junk has been good. He has been poor. Oh, and we don't know what to expect from Coleman Crow, but I typically do like to back rookie pitchers making their debut. Of course, unless you're playing for the White Sox, who both rookies got blasted and beat by the Rays this week. So I do like this one. Under, though, we're backing a pitcher making his debut, even though it's on the road, and we're backing Jansen Junk to show up, who has played well against his Brewers offense, and the Brewers offense is depleted due to injuries. Give me the first 5 under 4.5 minus 115, and game under 8 minus 113. Let's get a good first career start, Coleman Crow. Next game, Detroit Tigers plus 111. Casey Mize on the mound. It's a Boston Red Sox. Red Sox minus 122. Suarez on the mound. Yes, the Tigers have finally found something. They finally found an offense. They started scoring runs. It's unbelievable, to be honest with you. They're even getting some good pitching. But can Casey Mize do it again? It's going to be a cold day. Wind's going to be blowing in. But I don't like an under here because it was, I believe, crazy number like 6.5 maybe. So I don't want to do with the under because I think the Red Sox could have a successful game against Casey Mize, who we don't really want to trust. Casey Mize, he's spiking his screwballs. I'm not really trusting him right now. Same goes for Ranger Suarez. He does have good numbers against the Tigers, but you know he's used to be pitching in the National League, so that's kind of why. So we'll have to see what happens. But Suarez, his first start, I believe he was minus 190 favorite. Then he was a minus 160 favorite, and then he's in the minus 120 range, which is about right. But I like this Red Sox offense at home, a little bit of rest. Going up against the Tigers team who is awful on the road, I think we can get a little magic in the dirty water with the Boston Red Sox. Give me Red Sox minus 122 on the money line. Next game, we've got the St. Louis Cardinals plus 112. Kyle Leahy on the mound against the Houston Astros minus 135. Peter Lambert on the mound. Lambert in his first start didn't do so well, kind of got blown up this year. And Leahy, he's actually been pretty decent. And this Cardinals team has found an offense. Jordan Walker leading the majors in home runs. They're getting on base. You got JJ Weatherholt. These young guys are getting on base. Jordan Walker's bringing them in. Astros, can we trust their pitching staff? Can we trust their bullpen? The offense, sometimes they score 10 runs, sometimes they score 3 runs. They just snapped a huge losing streak, but lost to the Rockies last night at home. I do like the Cardinals in this game. I want to go with the hot offense and this Astros pitching staff minus 135. It's a little bit too juicy with Lambert on the mound, in my opinion. I don't think he should be that much of a favorite, even though the Astros offense has been playing well. It's the pitching and bullpen that I'm worried about. So go ahead and give me this Cardinals offense and a pitching staff that's been pretty well so far this year. They have been surprising and playing well above expectations, at least for me. Give me the Cardinals plus 112. Speaking of soaring above expectations, we've got the Cincinnati Reds, not them, plus 150. Brandon Williamson on the mound against the Minnesota Twins, minus 166. Joe Ryan on the mound. Joe Ryan had a rough first, second start, and then he's been locked down since then, which we did bet against him. We didn't trust him at these huge numbers, but this Minnesota Twins offense has also found themselves, and guess what? We got some nice weather in Minnesota. I think this goes perfectly for the Twins. They're 7-3 at home right now, and the Reds almost got no hit last night, starting a fight after getting beat. We'll see what happens with Brandon Williamson. He had a terrible first start, had a good second start. Let's see how he does tonight. But I do like the Minnesota Twins and this offense behind Joe Ryan. I like the Twins on the run line, minus 1.5, plus 122. Next game, Dodgers minus 291. Tyler Glasnow on the mound against the Colorado Rockies, plus 257. Tomoyaki Sugano, I messed up the first name. I don't like anything here. Dodgers are a massive favorite. Even on the run line, they're minus 150. No, thank you. But does that mean I want to bet on the Rockies? Absolutely not. Sugano has gotten blown up by the Dodgers before. And this Rockies team, yes, they did snap about a 7-game losing streak last night. 6 or 7 game losing streak. But this offense isn't really humming the way they would want it to be. And even though they are back home, I'm not laying this number with the Dodgers. And as appetizing as it looks for the Colorado Rockies, I just have to pass going against Tyler Glasnow. The Rockies offense just isn't where we want it to be right now early in the season. So it's a pass for me. Next game is the San Diego Padres, plus 111. Matt Waldron on the mound making his first start of the season, going against the Los Angeles Angels, minus 122. Joel Soriano on the mound. Soriano's 4-0 so far this season with a sub-1 ERA. Just absolutely dynamite. Has been automatic for the Halos, but can he do it against the streaking Padres? I believe they're up to 10, 11 games in a row victories. Even though they're trotting out a new pitcher, will the Angels be able to get a win? Will Soriano be able to keep his undefeated streak going? Something's got to give in this one. But I'm looking towards the total. Not really a play here because I don't think the Angels should be favored. I think the Padres should be favored in this game. So if I was to pick someone, it would be the Padres just based off of the numbers. But I'm passing the sides here. Go ahead and give me the first 5 under 4.5 runs, minus 118, as well as the game under 8 runs, minus 105. I think we get a pitching duel in this one. It's been known to happen, especially in these Los Angeles games. Let's hope Soriano can keep it up at least for 5 innings. Same thing with Matt Waldron coming back and making his return for San Diego. Next game, the Chicago White Sox, plus 140. Davis Martin on the mound against the Sacramento Las Vegas Athletics, minus 155. Aaron Savale on the mound. Yes, this Athletics team played great against the Rangers. They did lose yesterday in a high-scoring shootout, back and forth affair. But we've been waiting. We've been waiting for the shoe to drop with Aaron Savale, and finally something bad to happen. He has a sub-2 ERA right now to begin the season, and I'm not too sure how long he can keep that up, but he's doing it. Same thing with the White Sox. Davis Martin has, I believe, a sub-250 ERA, which is pretty great, especially for the White Sox, but White Sox are struggling at the plate. Athletics just came off of a huge rivalry game, back and forth series with the Rangers. I'm not seeing a lot of runs in this game. I think we do get a good pitching matchup. So go ahead and give me the first 5 under 5 runs, minus 1. Game total under 9, minus 110. Yes, this is dangerous. Let me go ahead and say that now. This is dangerous because it's a shorter minor league field and it's a huge outfield as well. So a lot of run. This field, these games with the Athletics, they're prone to a lot of runs. But again, they're just coming off of a huge offensive series. I think things are a little bit quieter, and we get this game under the total. Next game, just Rangers plus 115. DeGrom on the mound Against the Seattle Mariners, minus 127. Logan Gilbert on the mound. Mariners, I believe they were swept by the Padres. Yeah, they were swept because the Padres are on a winning streak. So the Mariners were swept, and, Padres did it fairly easily. I think the Rangers get a win here on the road. Plus, Jacob deGrom has been great against the Mariners. And this Texas Rangers offense, at least a few of their players that have been hitting the ball, Corey Seager, Jock Peterson's even hitting the ball. I think they can get to Logan Gilbert, which they have done in the past. It won't be easy. I wanted to go under in this game, but at 6.5 and a 3.5 first 5, I just feel like something bad's going to happen. I think we're going to get an offensive game. I think that a lot of that's going to come from the Rangers. So that's why we're just going Rangers here and not really messing with the total, because I feel like this can get over, even though it shouldn't, but I just don't like that number. So we're just going to go with the Rangers plus 115 on the money line. Next game, Toronto Blue Jays plus 118. They've got Braden Fisher. He's going to be an opener today against the Arizona Diamondbacks, minus 130. Mike Soroka on the mound. Braden Fisher, who has been pretty decent this year out of the bullpen, except whenever he's an opener. The first time he was an opener for 1 inning and 1 out, he allowed 5 earned runs. So I don't know if he might not be totally comfortable in that position. Obviously, extremely small sample size, but this Blue Jays team has been struggling. Their batting has been struggling. Their pitching has been struggling. On the other hand, this Diamondbacks team has come out of nowhere. They've been hot with a bunch of, I don't want to say no-name players, but they have a lot of international players that are hitting really well, and the pitching staff is soaring above expectations, I think, so far to start the season. Have a couple castaways like Mike Soroka, who has been pitching well, and we're getting this Arizona Diamondbacks offense who's been red hot at home. I believe with the 5-2 record at minus 130 against a struggling Blue Jays team. Yeah, the math ain't math in here. Go ahead and give me the Arizona Diamondbacks minus 130. If we get burnt by this fire, well, I'm not going to back the Blue Jays with an opener and a struggling offense against this Arizona Diamondbacks team. I'm just not going to do it. So if I lose, I lose. I'm not going to complain about it. Will I be mad that the Blue Jays finally scored some runs? Yeah. But at the end of the day, there's no way I could back the Blue Jays here. Love this Arizona offense and the way that they're playing with momentum offensively. And getting at minus 130 plus Mike Soroka, I like that. So that's everything for today. Again, we had a 2-day winning streak. It got snapped yesterday. Early games have been our nemesis for whatever reason. But if you really watched the games and saw how we lost those totals, I'm really not too mad about it, because all of those first 5s should have cashed. We did cash 1, but the others all lost in the bottom of the 5th inning or the top of the 5th inning. And they weren't from earned runs, they were from errors. So if that's how we're going to lose, that's how we're going to lose. I'm still feeling confident with the way we're looking at these totals. But when you play baseball, you watch baseball every day, it's an insane amount of variables. So many things can happen. You just have to deal with it and move on to the next day. And that's what we're going to do. Thanks to all the new subscribers, followers on TikTok, YouTube. Appreciate everyone that watches the full show and the shorts. Let's go ahead and get back to the winning groove and get a winning day under our belts. Green is good. We'll see y'all tomorrow for more. All right. Good luck to us.